This program contains strong sexual content. Viewer discretion advised. Today on Dr. Phil.
In 45 years, this is a first for me.
A story
Something happened. I know something happened.
that defies belief.
I believe that Dan sexually molested our daughter.
Did you or did you not molest your daughter?
100% did not.
I was only going on what my daughter was telling me.
Is it possible you weren't hearing that clearly?
This family drama
What better way to hurt somebody? Take their kids away.
is far from over.
I have no reason to lie.
I don't buy it, lady.
And
I asked for a lie detector to prove that I wasn't lying about what.
both parents
Did you ever have sexual contact with Alexis?
take a polygraph.
Let's look at the results. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you
I'll
down.
try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Yesterday we met Gina and her husband Mike, who claimed their daughter Alexis was kidnapped in the middle of the night by her survivalist boyfriend David. But David says Gina is the reason Alexis left home. Take a look at what happened yesterday.
I believe that David kidnapped Alexis. David is a survivalist. I've seen pictures of David with machine guns, machetes.
My mom claims that David's the controlling one, but really she's the controlling one. I'm old enough to make my own decisions.
Is she just making a huge mistake here?
Absolutely. He's dangerous, Alexis.
Are you like a rope in a tug-of-war here?
Yeah, I feel like it.
This is our relationship, not theirs.
Did you kidnap her?
No, not at all. She's the one that asked me to come get her.
You said he kidnapped her.
Physically, she chose to go.
Then that's not kidnapping. I'm trying to find out whether you are an overreactive, histrionic mother, or if your daughter was kidnapped and we have the sumbitch here and need to throw the cuffs on him. Because I don't want him to like grab a few audience members on the way out. I'm trying to figure out if he's a culprit.
I own 4 guns. Mike directly threatened me once on the phone. He was gonna find me and quote unquote destroy me.
You say you were going to kill him?
I was gonna beat the that's what I said. I am not putting up with this lying. I am sick of it. I don't get intimidated very easily. You are not real smart, are you? I don't fear anybody.
What is your objective right now?
Honestly, Dr. Phil, if I didn't think I'd go to jail for it, I would go across this 3 feet of floor right here and I'd take his damn head off.
Why?
Because I can't stand him.
Where do I go from here? I want a relationship with my daughter.
You couldn't push her to him anymore if you had a stick and was chasing her down the street. When I introduced the guest earlier, I warned you that this story had a few twists and turns. David said Gina has tried to convince everyone that he brainwashed her daughter. But David is convinced it's the other way around. He says Gina is the one who has done the brainwashing. He believes it all started long ago when Alexis was just a baby.
When Alexis was 2.5, out of the blue, Alexis told me that her dad gave her always in her shoo-shoo, and that is what she called her private parts at that time. I did confront Dan about this, and he was extremely upset with me and told me that the next time I accuse him of hurting our daughter, that I better be with the police or he was going to strangle me. I believe that Dan sexually molested our daughter. I watched Alexis's behaviors totally just change. She started becoming withdrawn. She'd have nightmares. She was wetting the bed. She would say that Daddy touched her with a scissors, or she would say that Daddy touched her with a knife.
My mom never caught him, she just heard it from me. I know something happened, but I don't remember anything. My biological father denies everything that has happened.
When we went to the police, there was no physical evidence. So they said that it was his word against hers. Dan wasn't charged of molestation. Dan went 7 years without seeing the children. I wanted nothing more but for Dan to be a part of their life. But I could not trust Dan because of what he had done to Alexis.
Now, Dan claims Gina unleashed a campaign to destroy him after he broke up with her years ago. He said he would never, ever hurt his own daughter, and if there is a manipulative brainwasher in this bunch, it's Gina. Take a look.
I was involved in Alexis's life for a little over 2 years until Gina started making accusations that I was abusing Alexis. It's my belief that Gina got pregnant with our children on purpose, without my consent, just to keep our relationship together. I decided to leave. She wasn't letting me see my kids, so I took her to court. That's when she said, oh, by the way, he's molesting his daughter. To hear those words come out of her mouth and everyone's looking at you, it makes you want to crawl underneath a rock and just die. She decided she would use the kids as pawns to hurt me. The accusations completely destroyed my relationship with my daughter. I've always told Gina that you have to love the children more than you dislike me. I have never sexually molested my daughter. I've waited for the last 15 years to clear my name, a chance to let my daughter know that I'm not the monster her mother has portrayed me to be, and a chance to start healing our relationship and be in her life.
I have a rule, and that is, one thing I just generally don't do is put an abuser and a victim together. That's just something you generally don't do. And I know you have some relationship with Dan, correct? So I'm going to ask you, are you comfortable with me bringing him out here?
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you didn't already have some relationship with him, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even ask you that. But you're okay with that, correct?
I am.
Okay. If y'all would move down one, I appreciate it. And I'm going to ask Dan to come on out. Dan, Dr. Phil.
Hi.
Good to meet you, sir. Have a seat right here. Dan, thank you for coming. This kind of got all brought up a little bit at the behest of David, because you, as you got to know Alexis, started to kind of say, now what happened? And you started to question some of this, right?
Yes, I did.
And then you really hated that, right?
Alexis told me, she said, Mom, Dan and his mother are making chaos in this house. We're fighting and everything. They're talking such crap about you. And all I do is have to stick up for you. He goes, it's causing chaos because they keep lying about you.
What did Alexis tell you they were saying about you?
Oh, that I was the bad guy, that I lied about the molestation, that I was keeping the kids from him. His mom wanted to be involved in the life and in the kids' lives, and I wouldn't let her. None of it's true.
Mm-hmm. So, Dan, let me ask you something, just straight up. Did you or did you not molest your daughter?
100% did not.
Were you sexually inappropriate with her in any way?
Never.
Did you touch her in any suggestive, provocative, or sexual fashion?
No.
Then how did you wind up getting to be such a focus of all of this at the time where she insists that you did, and your daughter has been brought up over the last 16 years believing that you are a monster that has preyed upon her and violated her at such a young and tender age?
Her mother didn't bother bringing it up until after I took her to court.
That's not true, Dan. You told the officer that you were going to go for joint custody after you were questioned about this. I gave them all the paperwork.
Okay.
You did?
Yes.
We have all the paperwork.
Yes.
We have all the paperwork you gave us and a whole lot more that you didn't give us. In 45 years, this is a first for me.
Yeah, I didn't want to believe it.
I don't buy it, lady. And later,
I have no reason to lie.
What better way to hurt somebody? Take their kids away.
You actually took the polygraph test, correct?
Yes, I did.
Let's look at the results.
I asked for a lie detector to prove that I wasn't lying.
If you would like to take a polygraph.
Let's go.
We have a timeline, actually, of how this went down according to court records, police reports, and that sort of thing. And I want to take a look at that. And I want to step back and do that. And by the way, as we do this, I want to make one thing really clear. Whatever turns out to be the case or not the case, one thing we know for absolute sure is you did absolutely nothing wrong. We're real clear on that, okay? You did absolutely nothing wrong at the time. You did absolutely nothing wrong with what you have believed or not believed since then. You've done absolutely nothing wrong in how you've reacted or not reacted. You've done absolutely nothing wrong. Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Look me in the eye. Tell me we're clear on that.
We're clear.
Okay. We're talking about essentially 16 years ago. And the first thing that we want to talk about is in January, Dan starts visitations with Alexis and her brother at this point. Okay, then February, we're talking the first week, Alexis is reported to have said, "Daddy," that's referring to you here, "gives me owies in my shoo-shoo." And this was how you say she referred to her private parts.
Correct.
At that point. Now here we're talking about the first week of February.
Correct.
Right? Okay. Now, then we go into a period where you leave the children with Dan, Alexis and her brother, from the first week of February for a 4-month period. She reports to you the 1st of February that her father is molesting her, and you continue to deliver her into his hands for 4 months. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe he would do such a thing to his daughter.
And as a mother, believing that this man is molesting your infant daughter, you consciously and knowingly continue to deliver her into his hands for 4 months. I'm sorry. You are the first mother, first, in 45 years that has ever said, my daughter is being molested by a man and I'm going to deliver her into his hands for 4 more months, knowing what he is doing to her. In 45 years, this is a first for me. You're the first.
I didn't want to believe it. And I did ask him about it before when they were having their visits, and he told me nothing was happening. He told me nothing was happening, and I wanted to believe him. I didn't know maybe if he wiped her wrong when she went to the bathroom. I didn't want to believe that he would touch his daughter like that and hurt her. I thought I knew him better.
Nothing happened. You know.
No, Dan, I don't. In my heart, in my gut, I know something happened.
You wanted
exactly my point. In
And
your gut,
I was wrong,
in your
Dad.
heart,
No,
and
I was
then you
wrong.
take this 2-year-old child and go put it in this monster predator's lap. I don't buy it, lady. What do you believe?
I know something happened. I can feel it in my gut.
Her mother's put this all in her head.
And later,
Until there's a polygraph test done, I don't think I'm going to be comfortable with anything.
you actually took the polygraph test, correct?
Yes, I did.
Let's look at the results.
There has been allegations since Alexis was 2.5 that Dan molested her. I don't believe that Dan did molest Alexis. I do know a little bit about psychology, and it doesn't add up. There's just a lot of stories from Alexis and Gina. The stories are a little different from each person. Alexis has told me that she doesn't really know if she remembers it happening.
The police investigation, pediatrician, I mean, I got the whole report right here, but bottom line, they say nothing abnormal. Nothing abnormal. They examine the child. They look at everything. They look at tissue damage. They look at everything you can imagine. They say, let me tell you, a 2-year-old, they say a 2-year-old, nothing abnormal. A 2-year-old. And from what you described, there cannot be nothing.
I don't think he her. I think he fondled her.
You said he did.
I said he fondled her. Touching her is inappropriate. That's molestation. She's always said
You
it
were
was with
saying weird stuff about knives and scissors.
That's what she told me.
No.
And it wasn't just me she would tell this to. I have the report of other people she told this to.
In your family.
Okay,
No, it
I
wasn't
have the
my
report
family.
too. We'll look at that. Then Alexis told the CPS her mother told her why she was there. Because Daddy touches me. CPS says, why are you here? Well, my mommy told me I was here because.
And they also said that I told her that Daddy had always in her head. Her daddy had always in his head that he needed to be fixed. She asked why we were going to get in question. I didn't know what to tell her. I told her that we were going to talk to them about Daddy. What was I supposed to tell her?
How about let them do their own report and stop putting weird things in my daughter's
I wasn't
head?
putting weird things in her head.
A couple of months later, the therapist said, there is just not enough information here to proceed. Nothing abnormal. CPS says her mother told her what to say. Therapist says there's just not enough information to proceed. What do you think about all of this? What do you believe? What do you know? What do you believe?
Being that I can't, I literally don't remember anything, and so it's hard for me, but from what family has told me, there's certain family members that I know they're not gonna lie to me. And so I know that they're telling me the truth, and I know something happened. I know something happened.
And what do you mean you know something happened, and how do you know it?
You have a feeling, like, I can feel it in my gut. I know.
You know what? What is it you know?
Something happened to me.
Uh-huh. You don't know when, you don't know what, and you don't know by who, but you know something. Uh-huh. And you said, and I wrote it down, I believe I was molested because my mother says I was.
And that's the only reason why, is her mother's put this all in her head.
Do you want to set your daughter free? Do you want to set yourself free? I just want you to think about this. Dan says Gina brought Alexis and her brother to see him only a few months ago. And you won't believe what she was up to then. We'll talk about that next.
This is a card that Gina sent me while I was in jail. This card, along with all the other letters that she sent me, She had perfume on, a lot of perfume.
You say absolutely no way, no how.
Absolutely no
But
way.
you have lived under this cloud for 16 years.
Yes, I have.
Have you ever wavered?
No, never.
You didn't do this.
Absolutely not.
Why would anyone make this up about someone else? What would be her possible motive for making this up?
She had a fairy tale that she wanted she and I to be in. She wanted to be married when we were first dating and whatnot. And when it didn't happen, when it didn't work out between us, and she saw me with another girl, she got enraged. And what better way to hurt somebody? Take their kids away.
That's not true.
In the last 15 years, have you lived a model citizen life?
No, by no means.
You've not always made good choices.
Unfortunately, I have not.
But has it ever been in this area?
Never.
Has there ever been another allegation of you
Never.
doing something like this?
Never.
Dan says Gina uses the kids as an excuse to see him. He says she even sent him love letters doused with her perfume.
This is a card that Gina sent me while I was in jail, one of several. Inside of it, it just talks about, I hope you have a good week, keep your eyes on Jesus, and then it says, love, Gina. This card, along with all the other letters that she sent me, she had perfume on, a lot of perfume. You could smell it from across the room. Gina was sending me all these letters and cards because she wanted to get back together with me. Would you mail somebody a card, especially a love letter, that you believed molested your child?
Okay, can I get in right here real quick? 'Cause I was writing him letters too. He was in jail. My mom and I, he had no one else to come visit him and write him letters. My mom and I both did. We sent him pictures. That's one thing that I will stand with my mom on this.
Thank you.
What do you think about this timeline?
I don't think, until there's a polygraph test done, I don't think I'm going to be comfortable with anything right now.
I understand. And you understand, I was trying to find a truth for you. I want you to know a truth. You want to know, right?
Yeah.
Look at your daughter.
I know.
Do you want her to know the truth?
I want to know the truth. I want to, she was telling me these things. I have no reason to lie.
I'm a pretty good judge of people. And I think you are a well-intentioned and loving mother.
Thank you.
I truly do. There's no other shoe to drop. There's no but. It's not a setup and then I slap you upside the head. I do. I think you're a well-intentioned and loving mother. And I think we do the best we can with what we have at the time. I do. You know, I think
I was young.
Mentally, emotionally, physically, we do the best we can with what we have at the time. And when we know better, we do better. And I think when we're young and in love and scared, we can distort our own reality in a lot of ways. If you thought, as a mother today, if you thought somebody was molesting your 2-year-old daughter, would you bundle her up and drop her off over there this
Hell
weekend?
no. Hell no. No.
But you're trying to tell me that you believed that at the time and you did that. And I know enough about you to know if you truly believed that at the time, horses couldn't drag you over there. But yet you say you believe this was happening and you thought, all right, he is essentially raping my daughter. I'll go drop her off over there so he can do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again for 4 months.
He also told me that his grandparents were there supervising the visits.
I don't give a damn if the 3rd Armored Division was there.
And I agree with you 100%, Dr. Clay. I do.
If my wife believes someone was hurting one of my children, she would cut their throat and watch them bleed out before she would drop that child over there. And so would you. And if that's not the case, how are you going to explain to this precious child that you delivered her to the hands of her predator month after month after month? And the answer is, I don't believe you did.
I think I was protecting my children. He lost his visitation rights.
As soon as their psychological evaluation's done, I was given visitation
No, you
right
weren't.
away.
I've read several accounts of you explaining this. At one time, you reported that he had touched her with his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
At another time, with scissors and a knife. You reported at one point that because of this, that at daycare she had put another little girl on the floor wrapped in a blanket and touched her between the legs.
Right.
When they talked to the worker at daycare, they said, that never happened. I never
It did
saw
happen.
that. I never reported that. I never told her that happened. When they said that you had reported that another person had witnessed her doing a specific act with a little boy involving playing doctor and touching him in a specific way. They went and interviewed that person independently. That person said,
That's not true. It's
That
in the
never
police
happened.
report.
that
It's in
person
the police report.
I've got the report. I'm telling you, that person said, that never happened.
It's not true.
It is true. I'm reading it right now. When Alexis was asked about what happened, she said, well, he touched my shoe with, just, it's hard for kids to keep stories straight, but it's never hard for victims to keep stories straight. Isn't it just possible that in the chaos of being a single mother in emotional turmoil, that facts became convoluted and merged together and built into something more than they were?
I was only going on what my daughter was telling me.
Well, is it possible that you weren't hearing that clearly?
No, I don't think so.
Is
I
it
don't
possible
think
that they observed that you exaggerated difficulties and blew things out of proportion?
Not exaggerated and blown things out of proportion. I'm an emotional person, yes, but I don't blow things up and exaggerate on things.
Said she was kidnapped.
In my mind, I believe she was mentally kidnapped. Yes, I
I'm just telling you what they were observing about you at the time. It's my observation now, and the observation of the people that were investigating this at the time said they found absolutely no evidence, and the people evaluating you at the time said, you know, she tends to blow things out of proportion. She tends to get over involved in these relationships and exaggerate things and use these children in a way that is not healthy.
I don't believe I did. I think I was protecting my children. He lost his visitation rights
Gained
for
them,
reasons.
gained them right back. As soon as their psychological evaluation's done, I was given visitation
No, you
right
weren't.
away.
Look at their last court paper.
Well, based on things that you had said, I can see why people
But
would
it
err in the
wasn't just-
direction of caution, but there was not
Okay.
one physical or psychological finding to support it.
There was I submitted a letter from her therapist that she was seeing. I submitted a letter from her school too. And all of them said she showed signs. And that is why he lost his visitation rights.
Well, coming up, Dan said he wanted to clear his name and take a polygraph. A lot of people say that as a bluff, and when it comes time, they choke and come up with every excuse in the book. Well, I called that bluff. Did he take it? And did he pass? I'll tell you that when we come back. Gina claims her ex-husband Dan molested their daughter Alexis when she was 2 years old. Dan says 100% it never happened. He claims Gina made it up to punish him for leaving her. Dan says police found no evidence to support her claims. He said he would take a polygraph to put an end to Gina's allegations. When I asked Alexis about it earlier, she said, I don't know what to think. And I won't know what to think unless he's willing to take a polygraph and I can get some clarity about this. She also said she wants to know the truth. Well, Jack Tremarco is here. He was a special agent with the FBI for 21 years. He is, in my opinion, the absolute best of the best. So you actually took the polygraph test, correct?
Yes, I did.
And let me ask you what your experience was with Mr. Tremarco. Did he treat you well?
Very professional.
And do you believe that this was a fair test?
Yes, I do.
Jack, was it a fair test?
All of my tests are fair, Dr. Phil. And Dan was no exception. He complied with my instructions. There were no indications of countermeasures, that is, attempts to beat the polygraph process. The chart quality was good, and I came to a definite conclusion.
Mm-hmm. All right, and let's look at the results. Question 1. Did you ever have sexual contact with your daughter since she was born? And your answer was?
No.
The second question, did you ever have sexual contact with Alexis? And your answer was?
No.
And the results to both of those questions was that those answers were non-deceptive. So according to this polygraph, you have never had sexual contact with your daughter since the minute she was born. Jack, was this a close call?
No, it was a +8, Dr. Phil. In order for Dan to have passed the test, he would have needed a +2 or above. So it was substantial.
Dan, how does it feel to have this publicly acknowledged?
I don't care about the public acknowledgement. I just want my daughter to know that.
Alexis, how do you feel?
I don't even know.
I'm sorry?
I don't even know right now.
It's hard for her to know how to feel when it's been pumped in her head for 16 years. something that
Don't
didn't
start
happen.
that, please.
It's not your fault.
Stop.
And how do you, are you glad to know the results?
I still don't think my mom's lying to me.
You said you wanted the poly results, and you have them. And you heard me say that I believe your mother is well-intentioned.
Yeah. I love my mom.
Nobody is asking you to do anything other than have love and loyalty for your mother. I hope this can be taken off the table, and you and your mother can take this from between you, and you can talk about this. Have you heard me say that your mother was a liar? Have you heard me say that your mother was vicious or vindictive? You've not heard me say one thing.
And I'm not mad at you, but when I hear other people with my mom.
Okay, look, what these people are interested in is that you would at least show some graciousness towards your father, who has for 15 years walked around with people thinking that he is some kind of pervert that hurt his daughter.
Can I ask why I didn't get a lie detector? I asked for a lie detector to prove that I wasn't lying about what.
If you would like to take a polygraph,
I would.
Mr. Tremarco is here today and prepared to administer that to you today.
Let's go.
We'll be right back. The whole goal that I always have is for people, particularly in families, to get along. And you need to figure out, David, that you're going to go a whole lot further by trying to get along with parents instead of them trying to get along with you. For her to see you get along with them by showing some respect and all is a tremendous gift to her, I can assure you. And you guys might take a deep breath and figure out the quickest way from A to Z is not at the most feverish pace. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And I want to thank all of my guests today, especially Jack Tremarco. You heard that Gina wants to take a polygraph exam, so we're going to try and contribute to this mystery. We'll add it right into this show so everyone can see. If you or someone you know is caught in the middle of a family drama, I'm here to help. Go to drphil.com and tell me your story, and I am prepared to offer resources to this family to help heal any and all wounds. We will see you next time. Gina, thank you. Let me help you. Good to meet you. Congratulations. Look what's behind you. Thank you so much. It's good seeing you. Thanks so much. Yeah, good seeing you, my friend.
The show just concluded. Gina has decided that she will take the polygraph test. What we're going to discuss with her is whether she was actually told by Alexis that Daddy had touched her and hurt her in her shoo-shoo.
I'm feeling very confident with it. I feel like I'm going to pass.
Hi, how are you? Gina, I'm Jack, okay?
If I pass, it means that Alexis knows I was never lying to her and that I've always told the truth.
What I've got you, Gina, is a -6 on this test. In order for you to fail the test, you would have needed a -4.
No, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
Well, let me take that stuff off you.
not lying. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Do you have any questions of me?
No, I want to go. I'm so pissed right now because I'm not lying. God knows I'm not lying. And you know what? Your lie detector test may say I'm lying. Fine. It's a machine. And everybody in the world may think, okay, she's lying. But guess what? Jesus, my Savior, he knows I'm not lying. And that's all that matters to me. He tested I was lying. Stop. No, I'm not gonna stop because I'm not. I'm not lying. End of story. That's all I have to say. I'm not lying. I know it. Jesus knows it. That's all that matters to me. I'm done.
Gina, you ruined my life with these false accusations. You ruined the life of my daughter. Let my daughter and I have a relationship that we've always wanted, and let us heal. Stay away from me.
Today on Dr. Phil, an uncle's affection for his niece.
You gave her this bear, this Valentine's card, and you gave your wife a mug.
Has his family suspicious.
Sometimes she sleeps in your bedroom, on a mattress, on the floor, and your wife's in another room.
I agree there's things that look bad.
But what else is coming out?
Let's talk about what needs to happen, okay?
I thought maybe we could talk about me being a horrible parent some more.
That has Mom challenging Dr. Phil.
You walk in these shoes, you'll know what it's like.
Well, lady, when you walk in these shoes, you'll see bull when you see it. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Yesterday, I sat down with Bridget, who said she was worried that her brother-in-law, Kevin, might be having an inappropriate relationship with her 16-year-old daughter, Grace. Bridget said she started seeing red flags after she found an empty can of whipped cream hidden in her daughter's bedroom. Grace later told her mom that Kevin had put the whipped cream on his neck and asked her to lick it off. Although Bridget thought the whipped cream incident was inappropriate, she still questions whether something is going on between her 38-year-old brother-in-law and her teenage daughter. But Bridget's sister Tammy says she 100% believes that Kevin is molesting her niece, while Kevin's wife Carrie stands by in denial. This dispute has divided the entire family, with Carrie threatening to sue her sisters for slander if they continue to call Kevin a molester.
Kevin and Grace spent a lot of time in Grace's room with the door closed. I went into her room and found a hidden bottle of whipped cream, and then I found a letter from Kevin to Grace. It spoke of their relationship. She's getting older now, and she might even get a boyfriend. I won't be happy about it. I felt that something inappropriate had happened.
My mind does not want to accept that something bad can happen. When I found the whipped cream and then I found the letter, I was physically sick.
I love you with all of my heart. You will be dating, will eventually find a guy. I'd be lying if I said there wouldn't be a part of me that doesn't like it, though. I don't care that you are only 16.
He doesn't like when I date guys or talk to guys.
Grace wanted me to bring a bottle of whipped cream to the house because she wanted me to make sundaes.
He put it on his neck and asked her to lick it off.
That would have been enough evidence for me to go to the police.
What are you going to say to the police? I found a can of whipped cream?
I have one priority here, and I don't get the urgency on anybody's part about the safety of this child.
How is it okay for Kevin and Grace to be in her bedroom with the door shut, you not knowing about it? You told
all
him
the
to
time,
get
and I
his,
don't
you know
check
what?
in with Kevin.
Everything about this is so inappropriate.
I know how to move this thing along, so I think we can get to a productive place, and I would like to talk one-on-one, just you and I.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I know about this situation. just what I think I know about this situation. Okay. And you tell me if I'm reading the situation right. Okay. Grace lost her father to cancer about 1.5 years ago. And at that time, she really withdrew and hasn't been to school since, as a matter of fact. And you kind of stepped up and got her out of her cocoon and got her to go outside and took her to the mall and took her shopping and kind of got her to re-engage with society. Yes. And I think everybody was very grateful for you doing that. And I think that, to use your term, things kind of snowballed from there. Correct. Your wife works second shift. Correct. And so you're home, nobody's around, your son's 19, he's gone doing his thing, so there you are, she's in need, you have the time. Exactly. You're a family member, you care, so you just kind of started investing time in her, which is a very kind thing to do. And you say it kind of snowballed from there, and you guys developed a very close bond. And without sensitivity to how things appeared, I think unintentionally, I think you kind of ran some red lights along the way. Wouldn't you agree?
I absolutely agree, Dr. Phil. Yeah. 100%.
And thank you for that. I think if you can acknowledge that, then we're heading in the right direction. Absolutely. You ran some red lights there, and you two got too close, and she got too reliant on you. Absolutely. And before you know it, you found yourself being too reliant on her. And so pretty soon, this just kind of becomes a give and take relationship, even though you're 38 and she's 16. And that's why when you wrote that letter, it didn't seem like an uncle to niece letter, because you were really more invested in the relationship than would ordinarily be the case.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself at all. Yeah.
And so when you look at the letter and you're saying things like, I love you with all my heart, the way I love you is unique, and I don't even know how to explain it, you were kind of confused about it as well.
I'm bad with words. It was poor wording. What I meant is like you said, you hate to say you have nieces and nephews, you hate to say one's a favorite, maybe you're closer to them. That's what I was trying to say. She has a special place in my heart from as close as we have gotten. Yeah. And plus, I also feel like I have that father figure role to her. So I didn't want to come right out either and say I love you like my own daughter, which that's part of what I meant by this. I also love her like a daughter and want to protect her. But at the same time, I don't want to try to take the place of her father or ever, want her to think that I'm doing that. So that's why probably another reason for some of the bad wording there, Dr. Phil.
Yeah, and that bad wording comes from your needs being met. When you say, it's understandable. You mean you're invested in her, and you don't say I love you like a daughter. You say you're my best friend, and you say I get something out of it when you send me hearts on your phone, and when you say I look nice. I mean, she's making you feel better about you. I mean, come on, you're 38. Absolutely. Here's this young, attractive girl, and she's telling you you look nice and that you make her feel good, and that's making you feel good. You're running red lights as fast as you can go. I mean, and you can't be confused that people on the outside are going, the creep meter is going.
Okay, gotcha.
Is pegging over here. Okay. And you say, I get a little over emotional sometimes. I said, I love you in my own special way. You say, I'm in as a friend and an uncle, but that isn't what you said.
Exactly.
and then you start adding things up and you say, okay, we've got the whipped cream situation here.
Right, right.
Is that not really creepy?
Yeah, it absolutely.
Okay, and then you take things that you may say, you have no idea how innocent this is, but when you look at them,
Yes,
she spends the night at your house sometimes, right?
yes.
She sleeps in your bedroom with you sometimes, right?
My wife has...
And your wife doesn't.
Right.
Just hear me.
Okay, uh-huh.
Sometimes she sleeps in your bedroom with you without your wife on a mattress, on the floor, at the foot of the bed.
Yes.
You're in the bed. She's on a mattress on the floor at the foot of the bed, and your wife's in another room.
Correct.
Correct? That's the right architecture of this situation. Can I tell you how incredibly bad an idea that is?
As long as, the way I looked at that is as long as my wife was comfortable, she knew nothing was going on between us, she was comfortable enough for us to do that. As long as she was okay with it, I didn't have an issue with it.
Okay. On the list of bad ideas of the week, that's up here at number 1. You gave her this bear.
I did.
This, right?
Yes.
Okay, then you gave her this Valentine's card, and you gave your wife a mug. And later, I cannot even begin to tell you how dysfunctional I think this situation is. Do you want to know what I think's going wrong here?
I thought maybe we could talk about me being a horrible parent some more.
Think about this. Whipped cream, going to her house, into her room behind closed doors,
right,
sending her a letter that says, I love you in ways I can't even describe. Here's how good you make me feel and you tell me I look nice. Sleeping in your room with you when your wife's in another room. Would you like me to put you on the witness stand and cross-examine you in front of a jury? They would put your ass under the jail.
Okay.
Now,
can I say one thing?
The truth is, I think it looks a whole lot worse than it is. But what I'm trying to impact upon you is how bad it looks.
I agree. And can we clarify also, though, can we clarify I am the one that I did bring all these things up. I was acknowledging that there are red flags. There are things that look weird. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm here. I'm an open book.
You've given her, like, gifts, like stuffed animals?
That was on Valentine's Day.
And a card for...
When...
Okay, where are the stuffed animals? We have the stuffed animals. Okay, you gave her this bear.
I did.
Then you gave her this, right?
Yes.
Okay, then you gave her this Valentine's card.
Yes.
Right? And you gave your wife a mug.
We share Valentine's Day is not about gifts with my wife and I. The reason I did buy Grace these things, if you knew how upset she was at that time with her father passing, what I thought in my heart when I seen this for her is this little girl, her father probably would have bought her something for Valentine's Day.
If we were in court and I was trying to convict him and you were a jury and would vote guilty, stand up.
Guilty of what? I mean, of inappropriate behavior or red flags, things that look weird? Well, at this point, I would like to know what you think.
Do you get my point and the audience's point that this looks really bad?
Yes, I agree. There's things that look bad. Absolutely.
You have run red lights, you've crossed boundaries with her. Personally, I don't think you've molested this girl.
Of course not.
I don't think that that's taken place.
No.
I think that that's a matter of timing.
I don't think of it like that.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I think you could lose yourself in this relationship. You have incredibly bad judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And in your submission tape to me, you said, I don't know what I should do. Should I leave it up to my wife? I don't know what your wife says to you behind closed doors. I don't know. I know what she says when she's spinning it out here. But if she isn't standing on your chest and telling you, bucko, you better straighten your ass up and you better take a giant step back from this girl and get yourself under control, then she ought to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm telling you that you're headed for peril here. I think the best thing that ever happened to you is happening to you right now.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to give you a sobering wake-up call before you do something incredibly stupid. And I think you need to acknowledge that, yeah, I kind of lost my head here, and I need to, I need to wake up and realize I'm her uncle, I'm an adult, and I need to back off here.
Okay.
And I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to keep you out of trouble.
That's what I'm here for. Is your
Because
help.
I don't think
for Grace, and I hope we can move things forward to help her as well, to where she understands.
Well, I hope so. The family has been backstage watching with Grace, and her older sister want to say, and we're going to hear what they want to say when they come back, and what I want to say to Bridget after the break. We'll be right back.
Unless someone has walked in my shoes, you don't know what you would do. I thought Kevin was a friend for her. Without him, she would just be going in a downward spiral.
And later, I was trying to put a pretty good spin on what you were doing with her until I heard her say the things that she just said, and having heard all of that, shame on you. Okay, Bridget, what did you want to say?
Unless someone has walked in my shoes and tried to be the only parent for 3 children who lost their dad, you don't know what you would do. I thought Kevin was a friend for her. I walk on eggshells with Grace just to keep her alive, to keep her from that day to now. And he's been a friend to her. Absolutely. And I think without him, she would just be going in a downward spiral. And it looks like it looks really bad, I know. But if you knew him like I know him, you wouldn't think these things.
There are other children. Bridget's older daughter, Peyton, says her Uncle Kevin is overly affectionate with her 16-year-old sister and calls her pet names like Lovebug and Pookie. But Peyton says things really got weird when Grace tried to stop hanging out with her uncle, and he became angry and said, no, we can't stop hanging out just because people are saying things. I love you and you love me. So let's hear what Peyton has to say. Look at this.
Kevin has an unnatural relationship with Grace. He's not as close to anyone in the family like he is to her. I didn't think the relationship was weird at first, but then he started to come around too much. Grace told me that when the rumors started, she told Kevin that they shouldn't hang out as much anymore. Kevin got mad and started saying things like, we can't just stop hanging out because people are saying things, because I love you and you love me. That is really weird. And then on Valentine's Day, he got Grace 2 stuffed animals and chocolates.
These are the 2 stuffed animals that Kevin got Grace, and he also got her this card. He only got his wife a coffee mug. I feel like a coffee mug is something you get your boss, not your wife.
Kevin treats Grace like she's his wife, but she's his 16-year-old niece.
See, Peyton, thank you for joining us. You've been watching everything, so you're up to speed. What can you add to this conversation?
I think that things look a little different than how I've said them. I definitely think Grace needs Kevin. I don't think that it's inappropriate. I think the things that look weird are weird looking, but I don't think there's anything inappropriate going on.
My dad meant everything to me, and when he died, Kevin had stepped up, and if he wasn't here, I would be dead. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right here doing this. And when she tries to make him seem like a monster, Tammy, it's not like that at all. It's him caring about me and making sure that I'm alive. Because if he wasn't here, I wouldn't be here either. And that's how it is. That is how I'm laying it out on the table. He has never harmed me. He has done nothing but make sure that I am healthy and boost my confidence. And since all of this has been going on, and he's not been around a lot, all I do is sit in my room and cry constantly, and wonder, what am I gonna do when I wake up in the morning? Like, I don't even want to wake up in the morning. Like, so since he's been here and been helping me, he's what is keeping me alive.
I appreciate your sharing that. And as I said, I'm very sorry for your loss. And I think the grief process has some elements of depression and other things that have become intertwined with the grief itself. And so it's not just grief, and that sometimes suggests that some professional help would really benefit that person. And I think that's probably the case here. And with your permission, Mom, I would really like to arrange to get some help for your daughter to untangle all of that, evaluate it all and untangle it all, and get her the help. And you would avail yourself of that help,
Yes.
right? I have 2 rules in dealing with children that I really feel very, very strongly about. And one is that we never ask children to deal with adult issues. And second is we never burden children with things that they cannot control. Those are 2 things that I just think are really important. And right now, I would like to turn this discussion to some very adult family issues that don't involve a 16-year-old and shouldn't involve a 16-year-old. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about some adult family issues, and then you can say what you want to say.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be right back. Having heard all of that, shame on you for fostering that kind of dependency from that child on you. Tammy says even though her sister Bridget recognizes the red flag, she still refuses to report to the police what they believe is inappropriate behavior on their brother-in-law Kevin's part with Bridget's 16-year-old daughter. Now, we just heard from this daughter. She spoke very directly and very eloquently about the fact that but for you, she would be dead today. And I was, trying to put a pretty good spin on what you were doing with her until I heard her say the things that she just said. And having heard all of that, shame on you. Shame on you for fostering that kind of dependency from that child on you. I got to tell you, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't
I'm sorry. I don't get
I don't
it.
understand what you're trying to say.
Well, you need to understand what I'm trying to say.
I wish you would help me understand.
Because if you're telling me that you've got this child here that is hanging on by her fingernails and is that vulnerable and is that close to being underwater and involved in self-harm and is saying, I am that close to going over the edge, and you're fostering the kind of relationship that you are describing and you are doing here, as opposed to getting her into professional help, professional care, involving. No. You need to listen to what I'm saying. You can get self-righteous and sanctimonious on your own time. You came to me for my opinion. You came to me for my opinion. You need to hear my opinion. Fostering that kind of codependency with a child that is that vulnerable and writing the kind of things you're writing is wrong, wrong, wrong. And if you're telling yourself what you're telling yourself, somebody needs to give you a wake-up call here. This is not a matter of whether I think he has taken liberties with your daughter in terms of molesting her or whatever, because frankly, I don't think he has. I've said that to you. I'm saying that now. This is so dysfunctional here. I cannot even begin to tell you how dysfunctional I think this situation is. And you say, oh, I've got these 3 kids and I've been through all of this and I don't know. That's why you're here. Do you want to know what I think's going wrong here?
Yeah. I know you're going to say it's me.
Jesus. Yeah, okay. Are you concerned about your daughter, or are you concerned about how you look?
I've never been concerned about how I look.
That's true.
That is true. You can ask anybody that knows me.
I'm asking you.
And I'm telling you. I don't care how I come across.
Your daughter is in a really vulnerable place here.
And I'm trying to help her every single day. While she's in Tennessee, while they're in Indiana, while she's in Cincinnati, in my house, I'm trying to keep her alive every day. And when you walk in these shoes, you'll know what it's like to be the only person.
Well, lady, when you walk in these shoes, you'll see bullshit when you see it. And what is going on in this relationship is not in your daughter's best interest. You need to not be struggling with that. You need to recognize that that is not in your daughter's best interest.
Grace would not have come on this stage and been able to speak to you like she did without Kevin boosting her confidence all the time. You have known us for 5 minutes.
Let's talk about what needs to happen going forward.
I thought maybe we could talk about me being a horrible parent some more.
Let's talk about what needs to happen going forward, okay? Do you want to talk about that, or do you not?
I thought maybe we could talk about me being a horrible parent some more.
I can play this back for you, and you can underline the parts where I've said you're a horrible parent. You won't find those.
In a condescending way, you've said it.
Okay. Didn't you just tell me you weren't concerned with how you come across?
You're making me seem like I don't want to help my daughter. I don't care if you hate my guts, but don't tell me I'm not trying to help my daughter. I am the only parent they have. And I'm going to fight for them. And I don't care how I look, but that's what I know, and that's what she knows. And that's what Grace knows.
And that's what my sisters know.
I want to help you. I want to help you be a parent going forward. I want to help your daughter not be of such low self-esteem that she's harming herself. I want to help you be a parent to get your daughter's self-worth off the floor so she's not vulnerable to being exploited by anybody in any way. To do that, I have to help you. You're the only mother they've got, which means you got to take care of yourself because you can't give away what you don't have. And you're about to explode. You're so tired, you can't even sometimes figure out how you're going to get out the door another day and get back home. I get it. I get it. I understand that. I'm here to help you. But you got to wake up. You can't be in denial. I said, shame on him when she sits there and says, I'd be dead but for him.
That's because she needs attention constantly. And he gives it to her because he loves her.
Well, sis, I'm sorry, but that's like giving an addict drugs.
I agree with that.
That's like giving an addict drugs. I'm sorry. And I'm reading letters he's written where he's saying, you know, thanks for giving me attention. Thanks for making me feel better about myself. Thanks for, he's in a codependent relationship with her, going back and forth and feeding on each other. That is not healthy with a 16-year-old child that is struggling to keep their nose above the waterline. That is not healthy to do with a vulnerable child. That is not healthy for an adult to do behind the closed bedroom door with a 16-year-old child. That is not healthy. Sorry, just not healthy. Shouldn't be happening. Should not be allowed to happen. Don't let that happen. She needs help. If he can be part of the solution, fine. If he's part of the problem, that's not okay. That is not okay. If she says, but for my 38-year-old uncle being involved with me at this level, I would be dead. Oh my God. That is so sick, I can't even begin to tell you how dysfunctional that is.
I agree.
Then let's agree on that. Don't fight me. I'm pushing you up the hill. You don't want to fight me. You don't have to like me. I'm expendable. Cuss me all the way home, but take my help. So what you know is the man that is shepherding your daughter, the man that has kept your daughter alive, what we know about him is he's got incredibly bad judgment. This is a man, however well-intended, has incredibly bad judgment in this situation. He has said himself, I don't use good words. I have bad judgment. According to the family, he sees her behind closed doors. He gave her a cell phone.
That's not
true. What?
That's not true.
I've never gave her a secret cell phone.
I'm just telling you what, read the line. According to the family. I'm just telling you what the family's told me. This is what Tammy said about the cell phone. Knew about self-harming and didn't disclose to the mother. I'm telling you what the family has said. Helped Grace wash her sheets. Didn't disclose to the mother. Visited Grace when no one else is at home. Brought whipped cream to her bedroom. According to Grace, asked her to lick it off 2 times. You say you don't remember. Wrote an inappropriate letter. Brought her a pregnancy test, didn't disclose to the mother. Allowed her to sleep in his bedroom without his wife present. Declared a 16-year-old girl his best friend at age 38. Involved children in adult issues. Let me tell you, bad judgment, bad judgment, bad judgment, bad judgment, bad judgment, bad judgment. I mean, just look at these things when you go along. These things, every single one of them. You talk about red flags. Mom, come on. What you don't know whether he has been sexually inappropriate with her. Personally, I don't think so. Right. I keep saying that because I hate for a guy to get railroaded just because he has poor judgment.
And we all agree he has poor judgment.
Yeah.
We've always said that.
I especially agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a terrible situation. It's a terrible situation when the good news is you've got bad judgment. But that's the good news, right? I mean, because it means you haven't done something horrible. I told him I think that's a matter of timing. But bad judgment. So what you know is the man that is shepherding your daughter, the man that has kept your daughter alive, your sister alive, what we know about him is he's got incredibly bad judgment.
I have a big heart, Dr. Phil.
He has bad judgment in like a teenager way.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's very immature. Like he wants to be.
So what is the final solution here? I'll be back if Bridget doesn't kill me at the break. Bridget, you heard me say you're the only mother these girls have or will ever have. You need help. And then you have a situation like this crop up, and the fact that you don't want to believe it just makes you we get like functionally blind. We look at all of these red flags, all this inappropriate behavior, and you're like, gee, I don't know. Yes, you do. You just don't want to know. And it's not okay. You've denied it. Don't deny it. Wrong, bad, stops right now, this minute, no more, period, zip, zero, nada, no more. Now, here's what we described. You know, Carrie says, well, he's got bad judgment like a teenager. He says, I don't know how to say things right. I don't recognize that these are is that the kind of person that we want being the steward for someone that is on the brink? Right. No, of course not. We need help. You need help. And we just need to admit that and acknowledge that. And we need to come up with and set up a plan for this family. You need help mentally, emotionally, physically. And let me tell you, I'm that guy that's going to make that happen for you. And it begins with you. And don't feel selfish about taking care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need a break. There's an organization called OnSite. They are the worldwide leader in intensive workshops and treatment, specializing in emotional trauma, whatever it might be, and mental health issues. And we consider OnSite a trusted source for anybody that's struggling with trauma, self-worth, and esteem, and mental health issues. And OnSite, I tell you, this place is located on a beautiful ranch just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And I've been talking with them about this family. And that's the first place I would like to start with you guys. And I know arrangements have to be made and things like that, and we're going to talk with you about that. But I really want you to have a break. I want you to let somebody take care of you for a while, and we'll talk about that backstage, okay? Okay. That's just a beginning, and then we're going to work on some stuff going forward. I think you guys are you've got some nice things coming up in your life right now, trust me. I want to thank all of my guests today. I want you to log on to drphil.com, share your thoughts on our message boards. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter using hashtag DrPhil. We will see you next time. And if you're wondering, yes, we're going to get some help over on this side of the room as well, because I want there to be some real clear definitions about where these boundary lines should be. So we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Thank you for coming. Okay. Gary, thank you.
Today on Dr. Phil.
I miss my daughter so much.
We're going to finally meet the woman in the sequin dress.
Adoptive mom versus birth mom.
Olivia's been harassing me, stalking me. I have not. Julia and Olivia have both made comments about how I'm trashy, I'm a kidnapper, I stole their child.
How far will the family go
Bring the restraining order. I'll show you where you blatantly lied in it. Bring it.
to get the baby back?
Why are you attacking this woman? She did not take your baby away from
But Dr.
you.
Phil-
You're in her face saying, you lie, you lie, you lie. You're on self-destruct. That's not going to get you the most of what you want.
She's a saint. We're the bad people. Is that what you're telling me?
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'm trying to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Thank you much, thank you much. All right, yesterday we heard some outrageous accusations from Julia and her daughter Olivia. Olivia says she has been on a 5-year quest to get her daughter Evelyn back, who was put into the foster care system when Olivia was a struggling teen mom. Now, eventually, the baby was adopted by a woman named Jillian. Now, grandmother Julia claims this adoption was unlawful, their rights were violated, and the foster mom lied and manipulated Olivia in order to keep Evelyn as her own. Here is what happened so far.
When I learned my 15-year-old daughter, Olivia, was pregnant, I was shocked. She said, "This is my baby and I'm keeping it."
When I went into labor with my daughter, they brought her up right on my chest. We all cried. It was the most amazing thing.
We were homeless, living in the car.
I asked my friend if he would watch Evelyn really quick while I go across the street to the Jack in the Box. A police officer stopped me and asked me how old I was. The next thing I know, I'm in the back of a cop car.
Eventually, my little sister and I ended up in foster care, and they took my daughter away from me.
You're saying the government came in and basically kidnapped your child.
There really was no reason why they took her.
I believe this adoption was illegal because CPS falsified documents. They saw a beautiful, healthy, happy baby, and they saw a teen mom, and they pounced.
You're very critical of the woman that has adopted your baby.
Yes. My granddaughter was adopted by this woman named Jillian.
This woman is the most immature, stupid, retarded, ugly person I've ever met in my life.
I do believe that she manipulated the adoption by lying to Child Protective Services.
I mean, what a narcissistic little tick.
She looks like a stripper.
I would give my life if I could just see her again.
I wrote her an email and I said, I just want to know everything's okay. She ignored me. She doesn't see her as a daughter. She sees her as a trophy, and she likes to keep her trophy shiny.
Whoa, wait a minute. How do you know all of this from a picture? Because she owns a sequin dress doesn't make her a bitch. Your story goes a whole lot better when you're the only one telling it. You ain't as squeaky clean as everybody thinks. Who has possession?
Jillian does.
Who has the power?
She does.
And so what you're going to do is piss off the person with the baby?
I've tried so hard to be nice, and I have no one else to turn to.
The enemy here is not Jillian. We're going to finally meet the woman in the sequin dress. Now, due to a restraining order in place, the baby's birth mother, Olivia, has been asked to leave the stage so we can talk to Jillian. They have to stay 100 yards apart. Now, Jillian, a foster parent, says she fell in love with Evelyn the first moment she saw her and was thrilled to make her a permanent member of her family when the opportunity arose. Take a look.
I wasn't able to have children of my own, and I always wanted children. I fostered 6 children. I've adopted 2 of them. Olivia's parental rights were taken away because she had been leaving the group home. She was diagnosed bipolar and borderline personality disorder, and she wasn't attending school. I had absolutely no say in whether her parental rights were taken away. After the adoption, it was my choice to not have any contact with Olivia. It was 100% up to me. I wasn't going to have a mother, biological or not, in and out of my child's life. I know Olivia was upset. There have been claims that I lied to her and I was going to help her get her child back. I've never stated that. Olivia's been harassing me. She's been following me. She's been stalking me. In 2012, I saw Olivia drive by my house. I was walking outside to come get the mail. Initially, I recognized her pink hair, and I saw her face, and she drove off. It was Olivia. Since then, Olivia showed up at my daughter's school requesting pictures of my daughter. Julia downloaded my profile picture on Facebook and made comments about how I was a working girl. Julia and Olivia have both made comments about how I'm trashy, I'm a kidnapper, I stole their child. Recently, I've had to file a restraining order against Olivia. My biggest fear with Olivia is that she's going to take my child. I want Olivia to leave me alone. I adopted a beautiful baby girl, and I have every right to not be harassed and stalked.
All right, Jillian, thank you for being here. Olivia has said very critical things about you, and you have as well.
I have what?
Said critical things about her as a person.
I have stated things that I know are fact.
You put this up on your Facebook page.
Yes, I did, and that was on a Facebook page that was set to private where she was
says, I
blocked.
need answers. Does this look like a good mother to let adopt your baby? Everyone is welcome to comment because this is who Ventura County Child Services gave my granddaughter to after they took and stole her from my daughter.
My Facebook is set to private, friends only. You better Google your name. Yeah, there's quite a bit of pictures
Should I
of
run
you.
a background check on myself, too?
If you're interested to know what you are.
I know exactly what I am.
I don't think you do.
She has my niece and her granddaughter, and she's in Vegas.
Well, then you know what? Let's take it a step further. Then Olivia should have never lost the baby because all she did is go try to bum a cigarette from a Jack-in-a-Box.
But that's not her fault. Hell, my wife owns a sequin dress.
Okay, well, don't pick on Robin because we all love
Well,
Robin.
no,
You know, I mean,
seriously, Robin's...
okay.
There's Robin in a sequin dress with Katy Perry.
No, of course. I mean, are you kidding me? Yeah.
She's a mother.
Jay and Jordan.
But they're
And not long after that, she was in Washington, D.C., receiving American Mother of the Year award. So you look at a sequin dress and say, oh my God?
No. But Olivia lost her baby because she went to bum a cigarette.
But that's not her fault.
Was I saying that was her fault? I said, what do you think of this?
What do you think of this? What do you think of all of this?
Well, number one, that picture was one of my anniversaries. My husband and I went.
The one you're divorced from now?
Yes.
Okay, just curious.
And
'Cause
I was
know you were
married
with your
for
boyfriend and his kids.
And I was married for 16 years.
Yeah. What started to pique my interest in you was Olivia would start to send me, Mom, look at, this is Jillian. I never even met you or talked to you. And look at
And
this.
you write that I'm trashy.
Show me
And
where
it
I
also
wrote
says-
one thing about you.
It
Only
also
thing I
says
said
it
is-
looks like she's working, if you know what I mean.
No. Pull that back up. It's the comments of my friends who wrote that.
Are you just set on self-destruct here?
No, I'm not. What I'm set on is
Why are
unfairness.
you attacking this woman?
Because why did we lose our family? Because I guess she's a saint, descended from heaven on a cloud. By all means, you're the saint, we're the bad people. You should keep our blood. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't really know who you are and
I'm
why
the
you're
auntie.
commenting.
You're not mommy.
Are you
to
here to
Tito.
talk at me, or would you like me to respond to anything?
And later, are you concerned about the stalking?
Yes, absolutely. Olivia showed up at my daughter's school pretending to be a cousin, asking for school pictures.
Not not by you.
She did not take your baby away from
But
you.
Dr. Phil, when you
said
read the
this.
visitations, what about telling Evelyn you're not going to see your mommy, you're going to see the dog
This is
Zoe?
not an open adoption.
She wouldn't get out of the car, and that was how I got her out of the car.
You're going to see the dog Zoe, not your mother?
Under CPS law, they do not physically force a child.
Well, maybe if you had told
for
Evan you're
visits.
going to see your mommy.
She knew that.
No, you
She
said
knows
the
that.
dog
She's 2
Zoe.
years old.
No,
No,
I have the report from the.
I don't really know who you are and
I'm the
why you're
auntie,
commenting. Okay.
Phoebe.
But what I said was, you're not going to go see your mommy right now because she wouldn't get out of the car. She wouldn't even come forward on the in the van.
Okay,
When
what
she,
they
no,
stated
I'm not
you said
done.
is you stay with mommy,
You know-
meaning you, our mommy.
Well, at that time, she was almost 2 years old, and she
No,
called
you
me
were
mommy.
the foster mother. That's actually parental alienation. When you teach a 2-year-old that you're mommy, you're not mommy.
Are
to
you
a
here to
2-year-old.
talk at me, or would you like me to respond to anything?
Go ahead.
She was scared to death. The social worker came back to me and said, I cannot get her in the car. I'm going to call and explain this to social services that I'm not going to take her because I'm not physically going to force her in the car. She would not come back into the front seat because she was so scared that someone was going to put her in a car seat. So I finally had to convince her that she could go watch her favorite movie, Elmo, and play with her doggy, and that she didn't have to go anywhere, that she could go in the house. And it still took 15 minutes to coax her out. Later that evening, anybody who came to the door, she would start crying because she thought somebody was going to pick her up and take her away. In her mind, in her little mind, I was all she knew as a mother. And now I'm not done. 1 hour a week, she went to go visit her biological mother. She's been raised knowing that she's adopted, and she's been raised knowing that she has a tummy mommy. And even at that time, she knew where she was going. We would say, you're going to see your tummy mommy.
Okay. That's not quite the way it reads. When you have a foster child, the adoption reunification service at that time were in place, supposedly. You, as the foster care mother, were you showing her pictures of Olivia, saying this is your real mommy, so she wouldn't be scared?
I didn't have pictures of her.
You couldn't get a picture of Olivia with her? And say, I'm your foster
I did not have
mommy.
any contact. The only time I saw Olivia was twice at court because I went to all of the court appointments.
Do you think it's important?
Unlike
for a
your daughter,
2-year-old?
who ran away at
Okay.
different times.
Do you don't know what my daughter did unless
yeah,
you
I
have
do.
court access? So you have access to the court files?
I have some, yes.
How did you get that access?
Some of it was.
You're telling me you've seen those court files?
There is some that are listed.
You have
why.
seen those?
I have termination of parental rights. I was at the court when she wasn't there.
You were in the court proceeding?
Yes.
Inside the court proceeding?
Yes, I
and
was.
you have copies of those files?
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's good to know. All I'm saying is this, as a foster mother, should you at any of time, because at this time, adoption was not the goal, should you have said, I'm your foster mommy, but here's mommy, because of course, Olivia had her till she was 9 months old. She was with us. So she definitely knew us. She definitely knew mommy, because she was calling Olivia mommy until they ripped her away, stopped letting her have visits. Visits were canceled because you were taking Evelyn out of town.
Look,
Do you
I'm
think that's
raising
supporting
this
it?
child, and I'm allowed to go on a vacation.
No one's saying you're not. I'm not saying
If
that. but
that
this
happens
happened
to
in a
interfere with
sequence
her
of
1
events.
hour a week, and I'm gone for a week, I'm sorry, I'm going to go on
That's
vacation.
not a problem. But the way it went down, Jillian, was first you went on vacation. Then she couldn't go to the visit because she was crying too much. Then she couldn't go to the visit again. Olivia went weeks without having a visit.
And this has nothing to do with me. CPS was not going to physically force her into the car.
But if you had said at that point, knowing the goal was to give Evelyn back to her mother and as a foster care mother, wouldn't you say, maybe have a picture for the baby and say, here's mommy, and I'm foster mommy?
Why would I have a picture when she sees her every week? Why would I have a picture if she sees her every week?
She didn't, because you had stopped the visits from happening. With
Actually,
taking her on vacation.
I did not stop the
Taking her on
visits.
vacation,
Child Protective Services, social services.
We're going to
stopped
take
the
a break.
visits.
Up next, why Jillian does not want Olivia to have contact with Evelyn. We'll be right back.
There's been a lot of bad blood, and there's been a lot that's been said about me.
I would never, ever badmouth you, because that would hurt Evelyn.
You're badmouthing me right now.
And later,
I'm stalking you? You're not that important to me.
you're sitting here pointing your finger in her face saying, you lie, you lie, you lie.
My daughter has asked questions already about her biological mother. She has asked me, do you think she loves me? And my answer is, I'm sure she does. If she wants Olivia in her life, it's up to me as a parent to decide what is in the best interest of my child. So at this point, I will have to say no. There is a point where I would reconsider. I think there's going to need to be a lot of healing. She's not trashing me online or stalking me. If she can't do that, then there will be no option of them reconnecting until my daughter's 18 and has her own choice.
You say at this point, you think there's too much drama and dysfunction to introduce her biological mother into her life?
At this point, being face to face with Julia alone, I feel like the only thing that's going to be told to my daughter is that how horrible I am and how all the horrible things that I did.
Never.
It would, had I not seen this, which was private or was public at the time, I probably, because I actually felt very sorry for Olivia and probably would have come around eventually.
I mean, if the drama was gone, if the dysfunction was gone, if you had confidence that your character would not be assassinated and your relationship with your daughter be sabotaged, and Evelyn had an interest or a curiosity in doing that, you would be open to taking steps in that direction, first supervised and all, but I mean, you would be open to that?
I would be open to it when Evelyn is emotionally way more mature than she is right now, and I'm not talking 12. If she's interested right now at this point, I think there's been a lot of bad blood and there's been a lot that's been said about me.
Is this about you or Evelyn?
It's okay, pretty.
Well, I don't know any mother in their right mind that would allow their child to be with someone who's trashing them.
I just want to say one thing for you, and this is mother to mother. I would never, if I saw Evelyn, I would never ever badmouth you because that would hurt Evelyn.
You're badmouthing me right now.
Evelyn is not here. Evelyn is not here. And are you trying to tell me that you have never said an ill word about me or my daughter, Olivia?
No.
Okay.
I've never responded online. There's nothing online. And I've never spoken to Evelyn about either of you.
Well, I've never gone on your Facebook page, so I don't know what you've discussed with your friends. I thought I was having communication with my friends in private. But that being said, you did see it and you took it. And since I know that now you're looking at it, I will be happy to remove those 2 posts off my page.
I think there's going to be time needed to heal at this point.
For who? You or Evelyn?
Well, let me answer that question. You just said, is this about you or is it about Evelyn? If I were her, the answer would be, it begins with me, the mother. You damn right it's about me, the mother, because this is the only mother she knows. And if the mother is under attack, that is about Evelyn. So yeah, it is about her.
So you think Evelyn doesn't remember me and Olivia? She was 2 years old. Do you think she has no memory of us?
At this point, Mom is her. My point to Phoebe, 80% of all questions are statements in disguise. Okay. And when she says, is this about you or is it about Evelyn? What she's saying is, you're making this about you, bitch.
I get it.
And what I'm saying is, yeah, it should be about her because she's the mother charged with the emotional growth and nurturance of this child.
I get that. You cannot make that statement.
I don't feel that I need to defend myself. It doesn't matter what I say. It's always, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying.
I'm going to stop this right now. And later, you've got to provide some leadership here. I mean, you're calling her a fraud. You're
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're right. Are you concerned about the stalking?
Yes, absolutely. Olivia showed up at my daughter's school pretending to be a cousin, asking for school pictures.
Okay, first of all, were you there? She was not pretending. You cannot make that statement. You were not there. She was not pretending to be a cousin. We have someone who was with her who can say exactly what she said. So don't talk about us talking about you and then make a statement that my daughter lied when you were not there.
You're very upset.
You know what? Because you lied. That's my problem with you. It's all about don't talk bad about me, but you have no problem disparaging Olivia.
Well, that's what the school reported.
Well, you know, we have a witness. That's not what the school said.
That is what the school said.
That
I have
is
a written
what the
statement.
school
Okay,
said.
the school said, and I know for a fact, Olivia said, I'm a relative. And would that not be true? And then you ran off to the court, restraining order against me, against my daughter. I'm stalking you? Really? I'm stalking you. You put in the restraining order that I've tried to contact you and your family. I don't even know who you are before all of this. You're not that important to me.
I'm sure you've seen the restraining order.
Bring the restraining order.
So...
Because I'll show you where you blatantly lied in it. Bring it.
It doesn't matter what I say. It's always you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. Bring the evidence, which, as you know, I have presented the evidence.
Really? It's not the restraining
order. And so
order.
I don't feel that I need to defend myself when I know you've seen it. You've seen the court documents.
I gave them the restraining order.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna stop this right now because you are so self-destructing here. This is not in your best interest, and you didn't have to come here at all. This is a closed adoption.
We didn't come to you about her. We came to you about how we were wrong.
Are you guys? What? You're sitting here pointing your finger in her face, saying you lie, you lie, you lie. And you say it's not about her. Are you kidding me?
Because she promised Olivia that she would keep Evelyn in her life, and her actions proved otherwise.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
Is there any final comment without interruption that you would like to make?
Had I felt that contact with Olivia from the very get-go and their family was a safe environment to do so, I would have.
Right.
I am in contact with the other side of the family. And I do send them pictures regularly because they don't harass me, they don't threaten me, and they don't stalk me, and they feel safe and comfortable.
And I don't either. I'm not interested in you. I'm really not.
And hopefully that can expand to this side of the family. And I will say it sounds very much to me like these guys got a very unfair handling by social services. I think there's no question about it. I think had this been handled differently, they would be in a very different place. I think Julia got mishandled. I think they got on a fast track. I think Phoebe got terribly mishandled in the situation. I think Olivia got mishandled in the situation.
And I don't know any of the facts regarding that.
I think it was a comedy of errors, and as a result, I think they're just raging against the machine, and they're blurring the lines between the machine and you. I wish you the best as a mother and in your life, and I appreciate you being here. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Do you know what the chance of flipping an adoption is 5 years in? It's like me growing hair. It ain't gonna happen. And later, there's one person in the world that can put that little hand in yours, and you want to keep sniping.
I have not stalked or harassed Jillian. I just want to know the person that has my baby. Harassment is me calling the phone 14 times a day. Stalking is me tracking your every single move. An email here and there to see my daughter is not harassment. I have never tried to see my daughter. I know that that would be inappropriate. I went to the school to get a school picture, but I never tried to see her in her classroom or anything like that. Yes, I know where Jillian lives. No, I have never gone to her house.
Now, Jillian wasn't able to listen to everything that went on before she got out here, but under the rules of the restraining order, you were able to listen to what Jillian had to say. So anything you want to comment on regarding Jillian's time out here?
I just want to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm hurt, and I miss my daughter so much. And I'm sorry for everything I've said.
And you don't have to let her see me, but please let her see my family.
You think I'm taking Jillian's side in this, right?
Yes.
If I have a horse in the race at all, it's Evelyn. If you come to me and you say, how can I get the most of what I want? I look at it from a pragmatic standpoint. I'm not as emotional about this as y'all are. So I look at it and say, how do I get you people the most of what you want? And I know the way to do that is don't poke the bear. Okay? It's just that simple. You've got a mother that has this child right now with custody. Do you know what the chance of flipping an adoption is 5 years in?
Yeah, I know, very low.
I mean, it's like me growing hair. It ain't gonna happen. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. So how do I get you the most of what you want? So what could I get you if not flip the adoption? Then we could get you in the child's life where she could wrap her little arms around your neck, where you could be there for the big things in her life, where you could have all of those things. Wouldn't that be a giant step forward? So let's call Mom a piece of trash. Does that make sense? Hell no. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, that's why I said, Jillian, just leave, because you're on self-destruct. You are self-righteous, and that's not going to get you the most of what you want. I'm trying to protect you from yourself.
You can't win with the adoptive mother. You've got to make her your friend.
I tried.
But you can't say I tried, and because she didn't respond, now I get to trash her.
Now, I'm adding attorney and child advocate Ariva Martin. I've asked her to join us to give this family some legal guidelines to what they may be able to do, what the limits are, what the avenues might be in this.
Yeah. Let me tell you this about the law. Dr. Phil already talked about the statute of limitations, and the probability of you being able to sue the county, slim to none. So I don't advise that you go out and spend a lot of money trying to do that, but it's your right if you choose to. But even if you're right, and even if some judge says the county screwed you, the issue about the best interest of the child, undoing an adoption like this is so difficult and almost unheard of.
I don't expect that.
Okay, so now let me tell you this. You can't win with the adoptive mother. You've got to make her your friend. You've got to get...
I tried.
But you can't say I tried, and because she didn't respond, now I get to trash her. And that's what Dr. Phil is saying. You've got to be patient with this. This may take...
I waited 5 years. That is patience.
I know. I'm just trying to help you.
Calm down.
You don't have the law on your side. The adoptive parent doesn't have a legal obligation to even let you see the child. You may have to wait until she's 18, as painful as that is.
You've got to provide some leadership here. I mean, you're calling her a fraud.
She is a fraud. I'm sorry. I'm
okay,
sorry.
You're right.
No, I'm sorry.
You're right. You're right. And you guys, you want to be right, and you can be right.
I'm sorry.
But you either want to be right or you want to be happy. The one person in the world.
She said she's willing.
There's one person in the world that can put that little hand in yours, and you want to piss her off.
No, of course not.
Don't, and I'm sorry.
Then, and y'all keep sniping. I mean, maybe it's justified, but it doesn't get you what you want. And I'm happy to get you some help with this, kind of heal this wound and redirect this. Because there's a point at which you can be grateful for what has happened in Evelyn's life. But I really hope that there can be some leadership here towards
Absolutely. Absolutely.
some calmness and some gratitude for a woman that's feeding, clothing,
Yes.
loving, and nurturing this child.
Absolutely.
I want to thank all of my guests today. Thanks for being here. So long.
Today on Dr. Phil.
He did this to me. He did this to me for so long.
A stepfather accused.
I need you guys to believe me.
I can't leave my dad behind. I watched my life fall apart for the past year.
I watched mine fall apart for 15.
You want a relationship with our family. You want us to forgive you for this.
Forgive me.
The shocking audio tapes.
We can't do anything anymore. No more sex.
How do you hear that and believe that your husband was not having relations with your daughter?
I don't know. I have not heard it.
What will a polygraph reveal?
You were asked, has your stepfather had sex with you? And the answer was found to be, let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Thank you very much. Yesterday, we started digging into the story of Amanda, a young woman who says she was molested over 795 times by her father, Earl Nix. She faced her mother, Dee Dee, and told her the whole twisted story. Dee Dee says her daughter's accusations of being molested and raped by her father are bold-faced lies made up for attention. Last November, Earl Nix was sentenced to 36 years in prison for first-degree criminal sexual misconduct and third-degree sexual conduct. Dee Dee arrived at the studio saying she was sure that her husband, Earl Nix, is a good man and that her daughter, Amanda, is a pathological liar. We also met Amanda's grandmother and Dee Dee's mother, Sharon. When these three women converged, well, I'll say this, the gloves came off and they shared their feelings without restraint. Here's what happened.
A Van Buren County man is charged with sex crimes after police say he raped a girl for more than a decade.
The abuse started when I was 10 years old. By the time I was 11, we were actually having sex. As I got older, the abuse continued. I knew that as soon as my mom would walk out the door, my dad would have sex with me. It was very terrifying. I ended up telling my grandmother and my counselor that my father had been molesting me. Immediately, CPS and the police got involved and they began interviewing my family. When the police showed up to the house, I just remember him telling me that he didn't want to go to jail and he was scared. And I said, I'm so sorry, Daddy, I'm so sorry. I'll take it back. And I did. One of the final straws came when Earl told me that he tried to make the perfect daughter out of me and failed, so he would have to start over with my daughter. A friend of mine and my counselor urged me to call the police.
A Van Buren County man accused of raping a girl over a period of more than a decade will spend decades in prison.
Earl Nix, to this day, maintains his innocence.
Your family does not believe you.
They don't believe me.
Are you a pathological liar?
I am not.
When Amanda went back to the police, a lot of things just weren't adding up. Her dates and times weren't adding up. I am convinced that Amanda did this solely for attention.
Since I was 10, your husband has been having sex with me. How do you think that I'm supposed to act? Especially when you call me a liar.
For 14 years, he's supposedly been doing this. 7, you didn't live in our home, and you initiated and charged him money. I don't understand that. I can understand that if you had to recant it in 2009. Because
When Amanda was about 10 or 11 years old, I got a phone call from Dee Dee, and she told me Amanda had just told her that Earl was messing around with her. She called me back and said Amanda made up the story.
That never happened.
I don't know why you don't remember calling me.
I don't remember that.
You did call me. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. I don't remember. Well, I don't care if you remember or not. But when you called me, my heart fell to the floor.
What if she's telling the truth? How would you feel about that? You've read the transcript of the phone call.
What phone call?
between Earl and Amanda?
No, I have not read the transcript.
Okay, well, I want to share some parts of that with you because this was recorded by the police.
I have this relationship with my husband that's falling apart, but I love you and I have this relationship with you.
Don't take this the wrong way, but work on a relationship with your husband.
He wants to go to counseling, but how do I do that? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I've just been having sex with you and my dad this whole time.
I guess in a lot of ways it's kind of like when you break up with somebody, you leave that relationship in the past and you move forward.
How do you go for 15 years loving somebody in ways that you don't even understand to being married to somebody and having a kid with them and living this dual life, you know? So this is like our breakup.
Yeah, I think so.
So you're breaking up with me.
No, I love you. You're my daughter. I've always loved you. And I will continue to love you.
Okay, whatever.
We always have had and will continue to have a special bond that nobody can break.
Like tonight, Gabe wanted to do stuff with me, but I couldn't because he would have known that I had just, you know,
right.
That like my underwear, my, you know, and then he's like, well, you never want me to touch you.
Like I said, this is just an awkward conversation for me to have on the phone.
So we can't do anything anymore, and we just have to move forward. No more sex, no more nothing, no more. No, it's
You're so awkward. And I was selfish, and I regret that. Not recognizing my addiction.
Your addiction to, like...
To you?
Me?
How do you hear that and believe that your husband was not having relations with your daughter?
I don't know. I have to process this for a second, please.
Take your time.
Would it be possible for me to see the whole thing?
Sure. I can tell you it gets worse.
I understand.
At one point, she says, he says to her, the first step with like getting over it or stopping is to just stop. And she says, and he says, yeah, the first step at getting over the guilt is to stop the action of what is causing the guilt. And she says, so, you know, like, what if I need money? Because she had been charging him now. What if I need things like that? Well, it was never really about that to me. It was never really about that, the money to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you need money, I've got your back on that. It wasn't really about the money to me.
Was that what was played in court?
That's what the jury heard.
Oh.
And they had text messages that went back and forth. There's one here on April 12th of last year. Earl says, so fit me into your tight schedule. Amanda, laugh out loud. We'll be on our way in a few. I'm getting so-and-so dressed and we are out. Earl, cool. Today? Amanda, duh. April 15th, 2015, Earl, I'm kind of bored. LOL. Amanda, LOL. Earl, I found $100. Did you lose it? LOL. Amanda, LOL. Earl, no, it must have been mine all along. LOL.
Those don't surprise me. But I mean, yes, they would talk like that. I would talk to her like that. I don't know.
It was $50 for one sex act and $100 for another. He said, I got $100 I found here. Is this yours?
From reading that text message, that is not what I would think.
Even given the
given
the context and the history.
Yes.
Amanda's mother isn't the only person who doesn't believe her. Her siblings are here, and they also stand by their father. We're going to find out why they agreed that Nix is 100% innocent, and Amanda is a mentally unstable liar who craves attention and has single-handedly destroyed this family.
I will never have a relationship with Amanda again.
My sister has claimed that my dad has molested me,
and that is completely and utterly disgusting. I don't understand what's going through Amanda's head.
And later,
Nobody showed me that there was anything wrong. I have valid questions that make me believe my husband's innocent. I do.
Dee Dee says she loves her husband, and Amanda, how can you love your husband knowing he molested your own daughter? How can you still stand by his side? Dee Dee's always posting online that she wants to free Earl and that she believes he's innocent and she feels like the justice system failed. Dee Dee is definitely being brainwashed by Earl. Dee Dee is in serious denial about what happened. What Dee Dee needs to do is wake up.
Well, that was Amanda's husband, Gabe, who says Dee Dee has been in total denial about the sick and twisted relationship her husband, Earl Nix, had with her daughter, Amanda. Now, Amanda's brother and sister say their mother is not in denial because it just simply never happened.
There's something mentally wrong with Amanda. My sister has claimed that my dad has molested me, and that is completely and utterly disgusting. My father's never done anything to me. He's never laid a hand on me. I don't know why she would say something like that.
One of the weirdest things about Amanda's behavior during the trial to me was that the first time she got on the witness stand to tell her story about the alleged sexual abuse, she had no emotion. There were no tears. The way Amanda was behaving was very strange to me.
When I heard the guilty verdict, that day was one of the toughest days in my life. I felt like I was losing my dad for the rest of my life.
I didn't know what to do. I just tried to stand there and be strong for my mom and my sister Allie and just support him the best I could.
Since my dad is in prison, I will miss out on the things that a girl should not miss out on. He will not be able to walk me down the aisle. He will not be able to take me to prom. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with in my whole entire life. I don't understand what's going through Amanda's head. What she is doing is tearing my family apart.
I will never have a relationship with Amanda again. She will never be a part of my family again. She is not my sister.
Well, Amanda's husband, Gabe, joins us, as well as Amanda's younger sister, Allison, and her brother, Joe. I appreciate all of y'all joining us, and I hate this for you guys to be in this situation with your family going through this. It's difficult, I know. You know, I would ask the two of you the same thing I asked your mother. Have you entertained the possibility, what if she's telling the truth?
Yeah. Because you have to look at it from both sides. That's my sister and that's my dad. They're both family members. I love them both. When something like this happens in your life, you have to look at it from both sides. I tried to be there for both of them.
You weren't, though.
I did.
You had chosen your side from the beginning.
No.
He tried to be in the beginning. He did.
Y'all listened to me talk about the phone conversation that took place, and I have to tell you, I don't practice anymore and haven't for a long time, but I was trained as a forensic psychologist, and I've talked to a lot of rape victims. I've talked to a lot of molesters. I've talked to a lot of rapists. I've been on both sides evaluating these things, and that phone conversation is very, very troubling.
Yeah.
Does it not trouble you?
Well, I know my sister, so that's why it doesn't trouble me. When Amanda's in one of her moods where she's very angry or suicidal or anything, you tell her what you need to tell her to get through the conversation to make sure she's not going to hurt herself. Even if it's outlandish or wild, at the end of the day, you don't want her to kill herself, and she would threaten to do that or threaten to hurt other people. She's not on a ledge in this conversation. Her rhetoric is not on the edge in this conversation. And I have to tell you, if I've been accused of molestation by her when she was 11, then I've been accused of her again when she's 18, and now I'm on the phone with her, and she's saying, no more sex, no more nothing. If I'm getting set up here, I'm going to be saying,
listen, girl, you are talking
No, that's
way off the path here. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not going to be saying, yeah, right.
I know.
And I understand, and I appreciate you not telling. And
I
you know,
understand
these
that.
things are not being coerced. These things are in a normal flow of conversation, and y'all can read this whole transcript.
In that conversation, anybody would have the reaction you just said, like, well, what the hell? I didn't do that. No, quit saying that. But
I mean,
that's not the first conversation that you have to get her through it.
I was never irrational. I was talking very calmly through the whole entire conversation. I wasn't suicidal. I wasn't angry. I wasn't yelling. My voice was never raised. His voice was never raised. We had a very friendly, heart-to-heart father-daughter talk. We said we love each other. It ended on a very positive note.
What if your sibling here has been getting raped since the age of 10?
If this happened to you, why would you allow my granddaughter to be alone with him? Why?
And later,
I need you guys to believe me.
I can't leave my dad behind.
You want a relationship with our family. You want us to forgive you for this.
Forgive me.
if you're concerned about both family members, you have to entertain the possibility, what if
I did.
your sibling here has been getting raped since the age of 10?
I did. I was on both sides, and they're all lying if they say I wasn't. I was on both sides until the moment that I told my sister how much time my dad was looking at.
Until the moment that you asked if you could take your dad out of state, would she drop the charges?
Okay, hold on. I got that.
I said, I was working. My mom called me. So on the way home from work, I stopped at my sister's house because it was on the way home, or on the way to my mom's house, rather. I told her how much, this was in her house, in her dining room. I told her how much time she was looking, or he was looking at. The emotion didn't change in her face. I told her that CPS was threatening to take Allie away from my mom. Again, the emotion didn't change. There was, and that was news. And the emotion didn't change in her eyes. The look in her eye didn't change. At that point, that is what convinced me.
And you thought what? What did you conclude from that?
That she's in one of those states that it's not Amanda.
The reason the emotion didn't change was we already knew that information. She had a bedroom ready for Allie to come there. She was going to be one of the 3 choices. She already had that information, Joey. That's why her emotions didn't change.
Actually, that's not correct. That's not correct. You're giving a lot of opinions here about things that
well, that's what I thought it was, at least.
We actually met up downtown. My husband dropped me off, and my brother and I walked around for a few hours and had an entire conversation about it.
That is not.
And I told him that my dad did deserve to go to prison.
It's two different things.
Yeah.
I know. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
To be honest, I'm just broken. And I'm not going to lie. I'm broken. Kids are all broken. Every one of them. And it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. It doesn't. Every single one of my children are broken. There are things that I can pick out. I'm not going to get in an argument with them. I'm just not going to do it. So is it that important to bring it up? Like, I want to say this without getting in an argument with everybody because it's a question that I have. But if this happened to you, why would you, or you, for that matter, allow my granddaughter be alone with him? Why? That's a fair question, I believe. I told myself I was not going to do this.
Well, no, listen, that is a very fair question. And
every indication to me, whether you guys want to admit it or not, nobody showed me since 2009, especially since 2009, that there was anything wrong. We had a normal family. We had get-togethers at the house. I watched my granddaughter. I was there the day she was born. It rips my heart out that I can't be anywhere near her.
Those are the kind of questions that I have that make me not believe you, or you that you knew since the day you were engaged, okay? I'm not attacking you or you, but I have valid questions that make me believe my husband's innocence, okay? I do.
Could I answer those questions for her?
Right after the break. We'll be right back. Why would you have this man that has molested you walk you down the aisle and babysit your innocent 2-year-old? And later, Amanda agreed to take a polygraph exam. You were asked, has your stepfather Earl had sex with you within the last 15 years? And the answer was found to be no.
In 2012, Amanda got married, and Earl walked her down the aisle. My dad was there when her first child was born. Amanda and Gabe both allowed Earl to watch our granddaughter alone. Had he have been molesting Amanda her whole life, why would they allow that? If he actually did these things, why would you want this man to be a part of your life? Why would you want him to be a part of your first daughter's life? I find that to be very bizarre.
Well, the father in this family, Earl Nix, is behind bars for the next 36 years. Amanda's family blames her for putting him there. Amanda says they have disowned her ever since she told the truth to authorities. They say it wasn't a truth, it was another attention-getting ploy that comes from mental illness. You've asked some questions that are basically commonsensical questions. I mean, what you're saying is, if this, then why that? You're saying, if in fact this monster has been brutally molesting and raping this person across 15 years, why would she turn her 2-year-old child over to him? Why would she ask him to walk her down the aisle and give her away? Why would, I mean, have I been living in a fantasy land? Because I've been looking at things that indicate everything but what she's now claiming. People looking at me like, what are you, some derelict head in the sand mother? Well, no, I've been getting all this data coming in saying, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. He's babysitting, he's walking her down the aisle, we're having family dinners. It just looks like the Brady Bunch, right? So you're saying, so I'm supposed to know this? She's made this accusation before and then recanted, took it back. So now she made it again. Am I supposed to say, oh, okay, or am I waiting for her to take it back again? Right?
Yes.
So what the hell am I supposed to? How do I know?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Am I understanding you properly?
Yes, you are.
'Cause I'm really trying to be objective here. Like,
Yeah, I know.
you said you want to answer those questions. Like, why would you have this man that has molested you walk you down the aisle and babysit your innocent 2-year-old?
The times that my daughter was with my parents, it was my understanding every single time my mom had the day off of work or the next few days off of work, and she'd be with my mom as well as my dad. But I figured, and I knew every time my mom left, my daughter went with her. And how do you keep up a facade? And what excuse would I tell my parents for my daughter not being able to go over there? If my mom asked for her to stay the night, I would say yes, but in my mind, and I talked to my husband about this, we were trying to figure out at what point do we say she's not allowed to go over there anymore, and what reason do we say it for? I wanted so desperately to have a normal family. And
what about walking you down the aisle?
How could I tell my dad that he can't walk me down the aisle? I love my dad. I wanted him to walk me down the aisle. At that point, I could do it. I could put on my face, and I could do it, and I could be the normal daughter by day and the woman he wanted me to be at night, or whenever we were alone. It was expected. What was I going to do? Oh, you can't walk me down the aisle. Why? Well, I wasn't ready. I didn't want to get him in trouble. I didn't want to come forward.
You thought it was all over.
I just thought it was going to be over. I was pregnant. I was acting like a normal dad. He hadn't touched me. He hadn't even been around me, and I came back pregnant, and he was normal. He didn't make any moves. He didn't do anything, and I thought it was really over. I thought, I have my normal dad back, and we can move forward, and we can move on, and we can be a normal family. I was 8 months pregnant when I got married. It was the beginning of the rest of my life. I wanted that. I wanted that normalcy. I desperately needed that normalcy. But he always told me, you're not my real daughter, so it's different. Then she's not his real granddaughter. And how long did she have? I can't do that to her.
So why out him when you did?
I was told that an incident had happened with my sister and my parents that I wasn't told about. I was told by another party, not in the family. And my initial reaction was, why would he react that way if he wasn't doing it to my sister? I don't know. That I pray to God that it's never happened to me. I hope it hasn't. But me being a victim of that and me experiencing what I've experienced, I knew that if that reaction was true, there'd be no reason for it unless he was doing it to her. And I needed to protect my daughter. Because if I wasn't his real daughter, and that's what he always told me, you're not my real daughter, so it's different, then she's not his real granddaughter. And how long did she have? How long before I have to look at my daughter and wonder why I put her there? Why did I put her in that position when I knew it was going to happen? I can't do that to her. I needed to get her out. I needed to get me out so I could be a better mom.
And you're aware that those things, the babysitting, the walking down the aisle, those things, Caleb, are going to be central to your appeal, correct?
Those are going to be central to the resentencing hearing we've got scheduled this week.
The resentencing for this week, is you're going to argue psychological injury.
Correct. One of the factors that the sentencing judge used to give the sentence to Mr. Nix that she did was psychological harm that affected the victim. We're going to make the argument that a person affected by something like this, if you believe her allegations, wouldn't necessarily put her daughter in that situation. So pretty much everything you guys have been hitting on is core to our argument at that point.
You're not putting a lot of weight into that argument. You've got to go through that to get to the appeals process, right?
It's something that we think has got some merit to it, but we're putting most of our eggs in the full appeal basket after that the judge comes down with a decision on that hearing.
As you know, experts that specialize in this type of trauma
Yes.
would argue that that type of behavior would be consistent with being fully controlled by the individual and trying to please the authority figure and the power figure. So,
well, I don't know that every expert would argue that exact line. Some may differ given the certain circumstances and the facts that are brought together.
Caleb and his co-counsel Don Sopanos supplied us with this statement on behalf of Earl Nix. Mr. Nix is maintaining his innocence, and his main priority is putting his family back together, including his relationship with his daughter Amanda. Is there anything that will convince Amanda's family that she's telling the truth? Well, one thing I thought might help is I asked her to take a polygraph exam to determine whether or not Earl in fact did molest and rape her hundreds of times over the last 15 years. The results of that polygraph are sealed in this envelope. I'm going to open it when we come back.
I can't leave my dad behind. I watched my life fall apart for the past year.
I watched mine fall apart for 15. Honey, I know.
Amanda agreed to take a polygraph exam before the show. We take this very, very seriously here, and it's not a stunt. It's not a tool or a toy. We use Jack Tremarco. He's a former FBI agent that worked for the Bureau for 20 years. He worked as a polygraph examiner, as a trainer. He's worked with the FBI, worked with people with Homeland Security, worked in LA, the Inspector General, Department of Energy. I mean, he's just, he's the guy. And technology being what it is, I think it's a very useful tool. You met with Mr. Tremarco?
I did, yes.
Did you feel comfortable?
I did.
So there's nothing that you would complain about with regard to the results?
No, he was very professional. He was very great.
Jack, you have no reason to believe the test was contaminated in any way?
It was a good test, Dr. Phil.
Okay. You were asked the following question. Has your stepfather, Earl, had sex with you within the last 15 years? Your answer was?
Yes.
And the answer was found to be non-deceptive. Jack, was this a close call?
No, Dr. Phil, was not. She had a +8 in this particular format scoring system. She would have needed a +2 or above. So it was significant.
What's your thinking?
I don't know a lot about lie detectors.
No,
I honestly don't.
I understand.
I believe that she believes what she was saying. Yes, I do.
And how about you two?
I'm confused about the whole thing.
I'm sorry?
I'm confused about the whole thing. I don't really know what to think. Like you said before, she doesn't want a relationship. That's what she said. She said that she doesn't want a relationship, and she said that we've cut her off. I've tried to talk to her. I've tried. Because I love my sister, and I love my niece. And I've tried my hardest to reconnect with her and do everything that I can. She won't.
Because I need validation. I need you guys to believe me and know that you're behind me.
Yeah, but I can't leave my dad behind.
He did this to me. He did this to me for so long.
I watched my life fall apart for the past year.
I watched mine fall apart for 15. Honey, I know. And I'm so sorry that you have to grow up without him there. I am sorry that I had to take that away from you. But honey, I need to protect anybody else.
This may be something that for now, you just have to agree to disagree. And, you know, one of the things that I've had to learn across time is that you don't have to love everything someone does to love that person. If right now they feel a loyalty to their dad in some respects, if that's where they are right now, then you've got to love them through that. And you've got to understand that, you know, getting by in life is sometimes about meeting people where they are when they're there. You went a long time without saying anything about this, and then you decided to say something about it. And I understand the power and control that a molester can have over a victim, so I totally get that. But I've spent my whole life in this field. They haven't. All they know is one day the phone rang and their father was ripped from the home. I mean, you've got to give them time to process this and to grieve that process. And extended family is very important for a child. He has not done anything wrong. She's not done anything. I mean, come on.
don't blame them.
You want your daughter to know your family.
Here. You want a relationship with me, yeah? You want a relationship with our family. You want us to forgive you for this.
Forgive me.
I didn't mean to use that word. I apologize. You want.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what you mean.
For the whole.
Being the change agent.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, here.
No, I want to know how someone can go through
Just
this.
listen.
Tell me what you're going to say.
I want to know how someone can go through this and their family can turn their back on them. Because that's what I feel has happened.
The only reason that I want to talk to you again is to see your daughter, to see my niece, to have her run to her Uncle Joe and give me a hug.
At some point, you got to hit the reset button and say, you know what? We're going to start from here one day at a time. And if you choose not to forgive her for things in your earlier life, then that's your choice and that's your burden to carry. Because that's, having anger and hatred and bitterness, that's something that if you choose to carry that, that's your choice and you'll make it.
I don't choose to hate. I don't hate her. I'm washing my hands of her from my life.
Then I think that's a really, really bad decision, but it's yours to make and yours to live with when you make it.
That's fine.
You have to know that you have told the truth, you've had the courage to do it, and I will guarantee you there are victims around this globe right now that will be inspired to escape their situation and suffering because of the courage you've shown in coming. I'm not your family, but I believe you. And I think as this shakes out, they will come to as well. And that doesn't mean that other issues won't need to be resolved. You need very specialized help to heal these wounds and get yourself back to where you need to be. And I am more than happy to make those arrangements for you and get you that specialized help that you need until you're where you need to be. And if and when this family gets to a point that they're ready to come back together, if and when that happens, I am more than happy to provide professional help and counsel on how to do that without hurting each other's feelings. If there's a way to do that, I will provide the family counseling to help that. Everybody here is doing the best they can with what they have. And when you know better, you do better. And give this time to mature and heal and come through. And I'm ready to help you get stronger in where you are. I'd like to start that right away. Okay? All right. Thanks. I'll talk to you later.